Hello. Setting up the stream. Be in soon, potato. Hello! Hey, boys. How we doing today? We're doing some well today. Yeah, in it. Today, the Bonepile SMP server to continue our massive mega project of doom. Which is, of course, the Maze Island project. I did a little bit of a work off stream just to collect more dirt because we ran out yesterday, but we might have enough for our needs today. I'm hoping, I'm praying. We'll see. I've been having some technical difficulties in game. Game just spontaneously crashing or lagging out. I still have not been able to suss out exactly the cause. So, we may encounter issues today, potentially, and spontaneously. Kind of like what we did yesterday, but I've noticed that as long as I'm not traveling about in the world too much, I don't seem to get that issue. So as long as we stay on the island, we ought to be good, I think. Right, I get dirt, dirty. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Dirt there, dirt here, alright. Okay, we'll delve straight into our efforts here. We also got Kryptic Kralo on the server, so he's doing his own exploration right now, trying to find himself a good old, a large pale garden biome. Or base location, I believe, is what it is he is after. So we'll be, first of all, first task of today for the Maze Island project is we need to flatten this area. Get it up again. We need to raise this area so it's flush with the boardwalk. Then, once that's done, we can then start working on some of the walls and shit. Okay. So right now we begin the tedium process, which is going back and forth, inputting this grass and dirt and grass and dirt and grass and dirt. Light levels on so I can see whenever it is I create any spawnable areas, which will definitely happen as a result of putting in this platform. Though with Kryptic Kralo on the server, I imagine he will be sleeping all the nights away, so we may be in the easy mode from that. shall sail together. I know we're listening to the OST for Sea of Thieves. Given we're at this task right now, we might as well do it on another area of the island. I know this is a problem on the southern side of the island. Currently working on the northeastern section of it. The southeastern and as well as a region on the southwestern area. There is area where I also need to do this flattening. If I have the dirt materials for it, that is, at least. So, order of tasks is I want to get this flattening, and then I want to get the original walls in place that divides the main regions of the upper maze, and then want to do digging underground to clear out space for the lower levels of the maze. How far we'll get, I don't know, because doing the walls is a task that will require a lot of thinking. To match it to the terrain. For clarification, we're not turning this island into a soup flat. We're not doing that. We're just raising the areas that are below our minimum threshold. The only terrain editing that I'll do on the rest of the island will be done as necessary in order to fit the walls of the maze. I want to incorporate it as much of this island's natural shape as possible. I think of things to chat about. We just had our election here in Canada. I don't know how many of y'all keep up with what's going on in Canadian news, but we just had our election, and we now have ourselves a new Liberal Party leading the country. I forget the name of the new Prime Minister. Well, actually, it's not the new Prime Minister. I know he was the one that was the acting Prime Minister after Trudeau was graduated from his position. The CEO of Canada. that idiot. I'm just gonna something to say to Kryptic. On okay, because he's out exploring, I'm going to sleep the night away for him. It's the larger one. I don't know which one he's talking about. Viking, how are you doing? Welcome back. Been a while. Shut the keyboard. Eh? You can hear my keyboard? Probably can. Loud as fuck. Okay. Interesting. Alright, sorry about that. I'll type quieter. See, this is why I want to get myself a really quiet keyboard. One of them silent red keys sets for a custom keyboard. Right now, the keyboard I use I got like for $30 like 3 years ago. Hat toggle, bro. You would take my hat, how dare you? Ocean temples in the ocean of the east to wanted to them as well. As the southern side of the eastern ocean one of the conquered strongholds and gateway. There's a village nearby that's practically in ruins, if that helps. So far, I think. Yeah, I think you're in the eastern one. That one has a Savannah village on its north side. Alright, I think Kryptic is going to be facing up in Eastern Ocean would be actually amazing. We may have some lag issues due to the whole technical difficulties I'm having traveling about, but I'm going to see if I can find him where I think he's at. Mini map to make it easier to see where his player icon. Yeah, we're getting the jitteriness now. Here it is. Plant. Fresh. Thank you for the milk. Soy milk. Girlfriend, I think a whore. Can you land again? I need to figure out what the fuck is causing this lag issue. Whenever it is I'm traveling about. I mean, yeah, you can see my coordinates there on the mini-map there. On my left there. Graduating. Kryptic Kralo, how are you doing? Alright, so I suspect that this is the Savannah village you were talking about? It is. Alright. It is? Alright, good. Good. So you are... Okay, south. There you are. Alright there, Kryptic. Interesting location choice. So, I'll show you a bit about this ocean, if you want. Because I have explored this ocean a number of times. So do you want me with that answer, do you want me to... I don't know if you're just talking about your choice of location, or if you're saying you don't want me to show you things. Alright. Well, you can stay here. You can just look at my stream and I'll show you where some interesting things are. Yeah, okay, so you continue working away here. Sleep the night away. I believe if I can free cam, yeah. Free camming myself around. You'll see that there is this ocean temple right here. This one is the one that I've conquered. So you won't find any Elder Guardians in here, and you can see part of the interior somewhere. I've actually cleared out some of it. I think it's this one. Is it this one? Yeah. Those doors that I put there. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. You can see this is a section right here that I cleared out some prismarine from. If you want to turn this into an actual prismarine farm, go right ahead, because that would be awesome. I don't have one of those. So that's that temple just right there. if you want to be using your boat to be able to get to spawn, right over here. Let's see, where is it? Right over here. See, right here, you have direct boat access tunnel. Going down this will get you access to all the main riverways in the central spawn area. So you can get to spawn from boat just by going down this channel and then turning left. Village over there. I did raid all of the boats and shit in the area, but I believe I have reset all those chunks at least once, so that they should all be fresh loot in them now. We go down to the southern side. Okay, I don't think they go far enough with my render here. Oh yes, because I was free camming. Got a free cam modification. We go further south with my character actually there so that I can render it. To the south, this way. The other notable location. There's this ruined nether portal right here, sticking out of the water. Past that. And underground, right around here. If I free cam down below, you'll see we have a stronghold right here for the end. End portal right there. So this ocean is an excellent location to be setting up base in. You. Also, have you ever done a whatchamacallit, a trail ruin? There's one on this coast as well. That I was planning on doing, but if you want to do it, you can do it yourself if you want. It's right around here, I think. This is the canal, and this is also where I was digging out all my dirt supplies that I needed. But the trail ruin, it's somewhere in this forest somewhere. It's right here. There it is. I'm meaning to excavate that at some point, but if you want to do it, go right ahead. Anyways, I gotta get back to working on the Mega Maze project. Oh, excuse me. Also, eventually, I plan to be building another Mega Maze project in like a couple years or so, right here. On top of this on top of that access canal, it's also going to serve as in the future. It'll also act as an entrance for a maze pyramid that I want to build here in the future. Alright. I cross the water surface in case I get a lag out issue. Following this course along the river brings you straight to spawn right here. Spawn right there. lagging a little bit. Fresh text in. Resource pack reload. Thing is, I know it's not one of the resource packs themselves that's causing the issue. Because I've tried taking them all out and that doesn't seem to prevent the lag out issue that I'm having. I don't know what it is. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Now we're smooth. Kind of. We were smooth for a moment there. Yeah, when I picked out the seed years ago, the expansive riverway system that connects everything in the local area was one of the reasons I picked the seed. To make easy boat access to everything in the nearby region easy. I only had to add a couple of canals to open it all up. Yeah. And someday in the future, I want to build myself a ship, and it will be in the Eastern Ocean. I hope you don't mind that, Kryptic. Parking my ship there sometime in the future, whenever it is I want to build it. One thing I'm waiting on is for Mojang to add a black wood type before I build myself my own ship. Because there are actually 3 skeletal pirate captains on this server. There's myself, Captain Good. There is Captain Faithful. She has her ship, it's literally right there. And then there's Captain K-Storm, who's more to the northwest from here. And unfortunately, he never finished his ship before he decided to just not log in again. Meaning to reach out to him to see if he wants to come back on. Not that it's necessary. I won't ever delete anybody's builds off of the server, if I can help it. And if I ever do, because there's a conflict with regeneration of new structures, I then ask that person. Such as what happened with Deadron. Deadron's ice castle is over here. Just over that way. And unfortunately, his base location was in the same spot that a trial chamber was. Would be if it were to be regenerated. And he expressed that he would prefer his castle to not be partially destroyed by that, so I respected that, and I just simply did not regenerate those chunks for that specific trial chamber. So that specific trial chamber is missing, but trial chambers are pretty damn common, so it's not a huge loss to be missing out that specific one. But yeah, this server is intended to be a forever world server. So if you decide you need a break from Minecraft for like weeks, months, even years, and want to come back to it, you can. Your builds will still be here. Yeah, neither did I, Kryptic, before joining the server. Now, I'm the administrator of the server, but I wasn't originally the administrator of the server. Originally, it was Raven. Ravenskull, who used to be the, administrator of the server. About a year ago, he handed it off to me. But even before then, I was the de facto admin, I guess you could say, with all the stuff I was doing, and considering he rarely ever played on the server. It was more like, in an official sense and technical sense, that I became the administrator about a year ago, but in reality, I've been supporting the server from day one. From picking its seed, to setting them up the nether portal network, to anything else in-game that could be done to use to help others. Yeah, this server has never been that popular. The max player count this server has ever reached is 3. And I do want to make a push towards getting... Warcraft, welcome to the stream, how are you doing? As I do want to make a push to get people onto the server and liven it up a bit, but before that happens, I want to get the overworld access highways done. So we got the southern access highway right here, and it's about 2/3 of the way towards the map border of the mapped region. And I want to get all 8 of the cardinal directions. So northwest, southeast, and northwest, southwest, east, west, and southwest. Want to get access highways on all 8 of those directions done before I make that push to really make it easy and to connect with everyone. Who I would hope, of course, I don't explicitly want to put it as a rule, but I would hope that people set up bases within the mapped region, just so that we have a sense of connectivity to each other. So it's never too much of an effort to travel to, and for anyone to travel to anyone else's base. You're doing well, Warcraft. Oh, good, good. That's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, as for the areas of this island that need to get raised to the minimum level, we got this area right here, which we've gotten about halfway done. Then there's this area right here that needs it, and then this coastal area right here needs that, as well as here. Although right here I think might be a little bit of an exception because I want to leave this natural tree in its place. It's sort of like a memento of the forest that used to cover this island. So this spot right here may become our exception. And then areas, so like right here, along here, and that area, and the area we're working right now, we're flattening those up. Oh, and there's also a spot over here that needs it as well. Just praying that the dirt that I collected before the stream today is going to be enough. Doing a stripe pattern of placing the grass in the dirt just so that the dirt can more quickly get grassified. Not that it's necessary, it just makes things look better as I'm building. Which is kind of an unimportant thing, but you know, things looking good, earlier the better, is good for my brain. Brain. Brain me, brain. Two lines of dirt and one line of grass alternating. Your villagers and making iron farms, and iron would be speed up mining. Do you just want me to deliver you some iron? Because I have an iron farm, and so does Grimbones. Although I can't speak on Grimbones' behalf. I've got way more iron than I could ever use. Kryptic. You won't find my iron farm easily. It's kind of hidden away in my base. Yeah, I can do you a delivery of iron. But I'll show you where it's at, at the very least. It's Captain Faithful ship again. Because my iron farm is actually just my villager breeder, which also doubles as a iron farm. So where my villager breeder is it's not very easy to find. It's kind of stashed away in behind where my villager trading hall is. So this is my villager trading hall right here, and the villager breeder is behind here. Don't mind the boat. The boat is just there because I was hoping to like maybe have it catch a cat that gets spawned, but that's has yet to happen. In behind here, this is my villager breeding farm right here, which also acts as an iron golem farm because, of course, they are always spawning the iron golems. And this is quite what I thought was to be pretty clever is the fact that there's a difference between iron golems and villagers, and that is villagers can swim, iron golems cannot. So iron golems will just passively, at some point, they'll try to wander over to this side, and then they'll fall through here, or they will fall through the water that villagers would otherwise just swim out of, and then they get killed by that lava blade right there. And then the output of that is... down on the next level, or the level after that, I forget. It's right there. The output of the iron farm is right here. Now, I've recently emptied it, and this is a very passive farm. It doesn't produce iron very quickly, but gotta keep in mind this has been running for years. So, my iron supply is quite filled. So my iron supply is right there, plus more in the back there, and some in the back there as well. Let me make you a delivery of iron. Okay. Alright. Alright. Okay, so I don't give my shulker boxes out just because I don't have any sort of shulker box farm. I will eventually. So instead, yeah. I mean, you could just pull them out of the chest, or just take them out of this barrel, I guess. You sure you don't want me to just deliver these to you? That would certainly make things easier, for me at least. And you as well, because transporting all that without a shulker box would be tedium. You sure? Alright. I mean, like I said, Kryptic, everything that has a black label in my storage room, which is pretty much most of the things, like 3/4 of it, you're free to take as much of it as you want. Shit that I don't have a farm for, like Prismane, for example, I have a more limited view on how much you can take, which is why there's a purple label. But of course, I do have a book just explaining that, of what you can and can't take, right here. There. Barrel of iron right there. For ya. I'm just given you're watching Kryptic, I can give you a little bit of a tour of my base. So, like, this is my bedroom, right here. Down here is my farming area. So we got my wheat farm right here. We got carrot farm and other farm here. The sniffer plant farm, which, I mean, this farm can be planted with, all these farms can be planted with anything, but this is how I currently have it set up. I got my mud converter right here, which lets me easily convert dirt into mud. Is that not working? Not sure. I'll have to take a look at the machine later, but I've used this machine quite a lot. It's all the several double chests of bricks that I have all came from converting dirt into mud here. And then, from there, I then brought it up to my mud to clay converter, which is this room right here, where you place down mud, and the mud dries, and turns into clay. Got 4 levels here. As well as on the top level, I got some more mud storage. Mud that needs converting at some point. And then, of course, with the clay, you then can either turn that into terracotta, or you can turn it into bricks, depending on what you do with it. Over here is my XP farm. So if all your XP needs, you want to do enchanting in the manual way, you can do it right here. Or you press this button to activate the XP farm. I won't do it right now just because then we'll be stuck here for 3 minutes to be killing all the silverfish that will be spawning and landing on these 2 red carpets right here. Basically, all this machine does is it puts a splash potion of infestation onto the armadillos. And the armadillos are stuck in a wither rose right here. And because there's a skeleton right here, the armadillos are scared and are not exiting their ball form. Which means they take no damage from the wither rose, but because they were taking a tick of that damage without actually receiving it, but because they were taking a tick of it, that causes that for a silverfish to spawn. I know it sucks for the armadillos to be suffering this way, but this XP farm is way too effective to be ignoring the mechanic. Like, this is ridiculously effective of an XP farm. And if the armadillos ever die, we got the secret upper level right here, where I can go and breed them up and send the babies down that chute right there to replace any armadillos that do happen to die in the farm. Right, this is the main central area of the base, of course. Got our storage room right here, which you've seen several times now. We go around the back this way. Right here is my kelp farm. An ad, alright, we'll wait for your ad to be over. I am Steve. Chicken jockey. All right. And break. Ends in 1 minute and 44 seconds. to everyone else watching who might have Twitch Prime. Is it called Twitch Prime? I forget what it's called. Twitch Prime, Twitch Nitro, whatever it is that they call it, that gives you unlimited ad breaks on all channels. Or if you happen to be a subscriber of me, but I'm waiting for the free users. Mm-hmm. 50 seconds till that break is over. Then again, it might be shorter depending on the person. So which ads get selected? Back. I spawned, but I can't remember the entrance to your base. Oh, okay. Alright. There are actually several entrances to my base. I'll use the entrance I actually typically use, which is this one right here. Alright, there you are. There we go. Alright. I mean, if you're ever lost, you can of course just take a look at the map and it just tells you where everything is, because I've gone to great lengths to make sure every base is pinned on the map. So even my base, the main entrance is pinned there. Yep, 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 yep. Alright, so if you can... You are now basing somewhere around here-ish. So at some point I'll come by your base and hide a banner that I can use to mark your base location. Alright, so this entrance over here. Plan to be reworking this entrance a little bit. Make it a little bit nicer. But this goes directly to my bedroom. Alright, as I was showing. Alright, so like manual smelting right there if you want it. This is my kelp farm. Where I get all my kelp for all my fuel needs. All the kelp comes out and then gets shuffled into here where it gets automatically cooked. And turned into more fuel. So free infinite fuel right here. And just over here is my auto smelter. So you just input items into here and it gets smelted. Smelted and then output it right here. Down here is not much. This area of my base is one of my more heavy under construction areas, but for now this is just my axolotl pool. But I'm thinking of doing more with this area. Just not decided exactly on what yet. Indeed, friends. Not that that staircase brings us back into the farming area. Oh, got my wheat. Got my sheep. My automatic sheep farm, which is turned off right now because I got more wool than I could ever use. But if I wanted to re-enable that, I can turn it on anytime. My cow farm over here. I can spend time with the cows whenever it is I am desiring delicious dairy. Over here is my pumpkin and melon farm. And there is a shit ton of automatic pumpkin and melon farms. Oh yeah, you'll notice I have a certain texture pack for my cows. Because I fucking love cows. And then it all gets collected down here. The melons get automatically crafted back into full melon blocks as well. Although, I think we have a malfunction going on. There shouldn't be melons in here. I think something's overflowed. I'll fix that later. Indeed. Right. And then I would go and, yes, this staircase. All the melons that I get, I then trade into all of my farmers. Lots of farmers to be trading all my melons for, which is how I get my massive emerald supply. And then top level, we have all my librarians. So that I have access to all of the tradable enchantment books. Then on the bottom level is the library. Don't worry, you can jump down onto this carpet. This carpet has fall damage negated by putting powder snow underneath, which is a fun trick, by the way. Put powder snow underneath carpet, and it eliminates fall damage. But then here you get all of the enchantment books. So if you need enchantments, feel free to grab them from here. Yeah, the only one that isn't free is Swift Sneak, because you can only get that one in ancient cities. So that one I'd be willing to trade for, though. Don't know what you could offer for it, but it's there. This is the Maze Island right here, before I started the project of turning it into a maze island. Quite the transformation this island has gone through. And if you sneak in behind, you can see here I have some of these shelves set up to automatically replenish. They said at least the ones that I think are the most likely people will need, so I have these ones set to automatically replenish. And over this way. Here is my army. all of my dogs. So if I ever need a massive army for taking on like trial chambers or mansions or whatever it is I want to do, I have this army right here. Page 18. I don't think they would, just because they're sitting, but I'm not 100% confident on that, so don't try it. Would not want you to die prematurely. Or accident. Over here, I got my assault generator. So I really need basalt. Gets generated there and gets collected below. Here is my nether plant farm. So if you ever need nether plants, all you do is you hit the switch. And they get generated. And then this is just a field for the farm. I might have crashed. Maybe. Minecraft? Minecraft. Minecraft is frozen. Oh, bollocks. Right. I need to really figure out what's causing that, because there's no rhyme or reason pattern to it. It just happens spontaneously. I don't even have to do anything for it to just spontaneously happen. I can be AFK for like hours for like a few hours and then suddenly crash out of nowhere. I have no idea what causes it. I reckon. Alright. And then over here is just a composter, or automatic composter. It's turned into Bonepile. Got ourselves a nether wart farm right here. In fact, we have 2 levels to it. And don't mind that this area is undecorated. I've only abandoned this tunnel for like 2 years. Been needing to decorate that. But I rarely ever use that entryway, so. Right here we have our mob farm. So, passively, all the hostile mobs, skeletons, zombies, spiders get all farmed here. They spawn on all these platforms right here. They fall down into the middle. Where they then die on the magma. And then down below here is where all the drops get collected. I might replace this system with one that automatically sorts sometime in the future, but the system hasn't really been changed or touched in like 3 years. So I've been putting off doing that. I got like shit tons of material here. over here is my lava farm. So all the lava that I could ever need, we generated here. Here's my, at least my original obsidian farm. It's kind of redundant now that I have a bartering farm, which also gives me obsidian, but if I ever need more, I can. Just by doing that. And it dispenses lava, which gets turned into obsidian. And here is where I trade zombie flesh. So all these clerics are here to trade zombie flesh for emeralds. And then off of them I can then get balls of enchanting. So I can either get the zombie flesh from here, or I can get it from my drowned farm, which is this way. Thank you, Potato, for the hydrate dreams. Hydrate and stretch dreams. Hydration and stretching. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So regular zombies spawn from that zombie spawner there. They shuffle their way into the hole, and if they don't manage their way in, then they just die. But they get sent into a waterlogged tunnel, where they will drown, be brought up, and eventually end up here. And then all their drops go into these chests right here. So from this I can get lots of zombie flesh as well as copper. This is where the majority of my copper supply comes from. Some of the outputs I put into here. Why do I have my balls of enchanting here? Also, this also acts as a trident and knowledge shell farm as well. Inherently. So I've got way more tridents and knowledge shells than I have anything to do with. We head down here. At the end of the tunnel is an incomplete project. This will eventually become a PvP arena. This is directly underneath spawn. So these are the spawn chunks right here, just at the bottom of the world. So far all I've done is the floor, but the walls and the ceiling will eventually come. When I feel like there's actually a need for a PvP arena, this is where I'll be. And to the right here is a more passive zombie drowned farm. It's not very efficient, but it was the first one that I built. Very passively, in this tube, drowned will spawn occasionally. Alright, you gotta go do that. Okay, no problem. The other direction is simply the cave system under my base. I don't know how long Kryptic is going to be, so might get back to our projects. Or actually, no. While he's doing that, I'm going to fix shit here at my base. I gotta put these balls enchanting away, and then I gotta fix the issue at the melon farm. Because there is a very small chance that things can't trigger in the right way depending on how they get unloaded when chunks unloading. And on rare occasion, that can cause a certain update to not happen with one of the observers. And when it doesn't happen, shit backs up. And that appears to have happened. Second time it's ever happened. Let me fix that real quick. Right. Yeah, you're full. Okay, so how do I get you to trigger right? I think it's... I just take you off. On again. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to take out the input hopper. Then I need... take that out. Then I need to empty you. Then I need to put the redstone dust back. And I have to confirm that it worked. Alright. Now, if I do that, it should now be inputting correctly. Yep, there we go. That fixed it. I am a super genius. Okay. So that's what causes it. Okay. Not getting overflowed is what causes it. Alright. How backed up are we? We are pretty fucking backed up, holy shit. We are completely inundated, holy shit. Okay, I need to put something in place. Let's see. Right, I'm just going to manually craft up these melons. Into my inventory of all my other shit. Alright. And what I think I need to do eventually is actually install a audible warning system for when this shit gets backed up. Is that working correctly? And melons are also stuck in the hoppers for the inputs on the pumpkins. So can I reach in behind? You're still operating correctly. Melons should clear the system. All right. go. We've cleared the system. Now it just needs to get through its backlog and hopefully not bug out again. And I'm not entirely certain what causes it. Seems like if too many items end up in the crafter before it can craft. So I'm not entirely certain the cause. Maybe putting a chunk loader here would help prevent it, but I'm not entirely certain. Let's put... Yeah. Away. Dosh. Alright. In theory, machine's fixed for now until the next time it breaks. Okay, what else he's doing while we're here, while we're waiting for Kryptic to come back? No, he could be gone for a half hour, or just 2 minutes. I have no idea how long it's going to take him. So maybe we'll head back to the Maze Island and continue where we left off over there until Kryptic's back. Gravel. And it's also full. Okay. I've been meaning to build an off-site storage facility of some sorts for some of my more excessive material stores that I feel, or things that I feel like I shouldn't get rid of. Like gravel. Because someday in the future I might have a like mega project that has massive gravel needs. All these chests along this wall are all gravel. But I feel like I definitely need a more dedicated facility for that. Deep storage. What we need, some rockets, then we're gonna head back to the Maze Island. Rockets. Oh, Kryptic's back. Alright, now back had headphones in, just couldn't type while I was taking babies out. Alright. Awesome. So, you'll know that all I did while you were out was I fixed the malfunctioning melon crafter machine. Oh, I don't mind doing this for you. Don't mind it at all. And you go. Oh, right, you're downstairs. Get back down. This way. Okay. You are down here. There you are. Alright. Yeah, so yeah, I left you off at the proto drown farm there. Yeah, The other side of the hallway is just cave system. You can... These chests were used to store up shit tons of lava because this lava lake isn't the original one that used to be here. I had to take that out and raise it by a level in order to fit my mine underneath. That's where... And these chests are just left over from that project. Go up here. Just back to the mob farm. Actually, good idea. I'll show you. No, wait. I sometimes confuse myself on this particular step. Right, this way over here. This little hallway has a number of little mini farms of sorts. I got a automatic fisher, AFK fishing farm here. Doesn't get you any treasure loot, but I used it for a little while. This is my bone meal storage. So, for example, the melon pumpkin farm, when it overflows, it will automatically compost down to here. Or if I hit this lever, I can automatically switch it. Ah, so easy then. Rare instance of 3 players on at the same time, and I think this may be the first time it's ever been caught on stream, having 3 players on stream. Nice. Yeah, this is where I store all my bones. All my excess of bone supply, at least. Over here we got my armadillo scute farm. And my 3 chicken farms. With the 3 different breeds of chickens that are now in the game. If you want to nab some of these eggs for yourself, of course, go ahead. And my snow farm. Pretty. Yeah, the 2 new chicken types, they have their own unique egg types. The hot chicken and the cold chicken were added in the latest version of Minecraft. This staircase just brings us back into the main farming cave area. Over here you'll find my mushroom farm. And my cactus farm, which I recently upgraded to also be able to produce cactus flowers, which is another new thing in the game. Berry farm. And coconut farm. Yeah, go ahead. Feel free to study them as much as you want. And then over here is my sugarcane farm. These are the output of the wool farm, sheep farm. The output of the sugarcane is down 1 level. Down here. So here's all my sugarcane. Really, I need to empty. Over here is my cobweb farm. Or can... Basically, you put eggs into here, they get turned into chickens here. You throw a splash potion of weaving onto them. I got some here, and you kill them, and that'll spawn cobwebs. So if you ever need cobwebs, you can make some, or you just grab some from my storage room. First stream, alright. Much better, alright. Down here is my amethyst geode farm. So all you do is you be very careful in how you break them, so that you only break the crystals and not the budding amethyst itself. Because the budding amethyst is irreplaceable. You can breathe because we have a conduit. If you're looking at my stream, you'll see me free camming underneath right here. Got a conduit right here, which lets you breathe infinitely underwater. As long as you're within range of the conduit. Yeah, this was added like 6 years ago, I think, with the update Aquatic. Is when they added the conduits to the game. So then you just harvest either the you either use Silk Touch or Fortune on the amethyst crystals, to depending on which versions you want, and it flows up to here, where it then gets collected into these chests. You okay? Oh, he just got blown up by a creeper. This just connects us back to the mob farm. Over here, we have a soul lost in a cave system, got caught by a creeper is what it is. Okay. Do you need help? Over here we have my vine farm. All you do is you just harvest vines. Like so. And with the vines, you can of course make mossy stones and all that jazz. It gets all collected down here. And burrow with shears so that you can do the harvesting. Over here is nothing. Mind your step, be careful here. But eventually I'll build something here. I don't know what. Eventually I will. And then the staircase just brings us back up to the main area. Here, of course, we got all my my sniffers who are constantly digging up these seeds. Want them. Mume, we got Bears, we got Iris, we got Fauna, we got Sana, and over here we got Brody. And over here is my tree farm. Should wear my hoop. Yeah, there's all my regular size trees, so like oak, small spruce trees, birch trees, all that can be all farmed here. Mangrove can even be farmed in here as well. And in this room right here is for the larger trees. So 2x2 spruces, jungle trees, and also my cherry grove. Those are also done in here because the other room isn't quite tall enough for them to grow. And here is my large mushroom farm. And also, I can also use this area for tree farming if I'm trying to collect all the saplings, which I did a shit ton of pale oak sapling farming. Because I need it for one of the layers of my maze. I need a shit ton of pale oaks trees. So, I could up a gigaton of pale oak saplings. If you want some, you can certainly take some. That's it for the tree farm. What else have I not showed you? Ooh, I do have my squid farm. Squid farm and my bee farm as well, which is right here. The bee farm is currently turned off because I am on max supply of bee products, so I don't need to activate this farm for now. But when I want to activate this farm, all I do is I just put the full bee nests in front of all these dispensers, and then I flip the switch to turn it on. And then it'll be passively collecting all of the materials that you can get from bee nests. Which will then be collected into these chests here. Yeah, all the bee nests are here. Here is my project board of every project that I either want to do or is a work in progress. Right. Some of these projects are close to finishing, like the spawn hub. I'm still figuring out some of the materials that I want to put into the chests at spawn, which is why that one isn't still technically finished. But other farms here, and other things that I want to do eventually. Actually, the trial chamber nether network, I can probably take that one off, because that one I'm pretty much finished. I have 16 trial chambers connected to a network to make easy access to 16 of them, with respawn points and all that jazz. Head over this way. This is the top of the kelp farm. If for some reason I ever need to get inside. There, here's where I would resupply my anvils on the enchanting area. Then what's up here is where I get all of my squid ink. That little oxalate right there is a vicious predator who will hunt down all the squid that spawn in here, and fish as well. Let's see the output of what they have acquired so far. Oh, yeah, there actually used to be 3 axolotls here, but it was too effective. I was getting way more than I could ever use, so I reduced it down to just 1 axolotl. And if I ever need to get into there, it's just up this ladder right here. And this is just right underneath the roof. This is right underneath the whatchamacallit, river. When you came right here, you can see it's directly underneath the river. And we're gonna wandering train right here. Actually, why is there an axolotl over there? That's odd. Other than that, it seems to be stuck there. Maybe I have to look at that at some point. I think I need to close the door. I don't think an axolotl wouldn't make their way out, but just in case. And then just a whole shit of side access tunnels to connect the various different locations. I think that's it for what's actually in my base. I think. Can't think of anything else right now. Yeah, aside from the nether portal, of course. I suppose I could show you around the nether portal network a bit. Yeah. There's the iron that I set aside for you. You can come and collect that whenever. Yeah, because I have way more iron than I could ever use. Okay, that's like not even half of my iron supply. That's like maybe a third at most. Maybe closer to a quarter. I don't use much iron, so... Here's the nether hub. Head over this way. This is the central area of the hub. See, everything is labeled, including these books here that will show you what's down each of the main branches. So, northern branch here, eastern branch here. Your base, given your basing out in the ocean that is to the east, Your base is probably going to go somewhere this way. So I'll finally have something on the eastern branch, which was like something that I've been waiting to happen for eons. And we take a look here, you can see the most populated branch is the southern branch. If you want to explore each person's base, I suppose you could do that on your own time. I'll show you the locations that aren't bases per se. So, skeleton grinder right here. Skeleton grinder was one of my first farms, so it looks a bit dated. So, I've been planning on doing a rebuild of this. You may have even spotted that on my project board to do a rebuild of this farm. So, that's something I will eventually do. Oh, so that's where that cow went. I knew there was a cow that was in the nether wandering about, but she disappeared. I guess that's where she ended up. Down this way. Ron's ice castle is this way, but the other location of importance this way is the ice farm. So if you ever need ice, this is where you would go to farm it. Right over this way. Now, last time I brought somebody here was Sully, and he died here because skeleton spawn, so be careful. It's daytime, so we should be fine. Gonna do refresh on my client. There we go. Alright. So if you ever need to do ice farming, don't mind all that. That was just from frog, from breeding a cold frog. Like a year or so ago when I set up my frogland farm. But yeah, this is where you would farm all the ice that you need. This farm was actually built by Dead Ron years ago. Although this house here was a later addition by me. So while you're waiting for ice to form, you can like do pig breeding. Or just wait out in the house, I guess. I don't know if you can see it in your render distance, but at least me with my Bobby mod, I can see Ron's ice castle over there. You can see it. Figured as much. Bobby is a mod that I use that basically what it does is it memorizes the chunks of the world and renders them even when the server isn't sending that data to you. So it's a nice mod to create the illusion of having a really far render distance. Here are actually two things. Right here we have the pig farm, piglin bartering farm. So I trade gold to these piglins by just hitting that switch. They start trading, although the system's full right now, I think. Or is it empty? No. Okay, it is working. Okay, it is working. Alright. And then they throw all the trays which get collected into the chests down below. That noise that you'll hear is just the destructor doing his job of destroying all the excess materials that I'm getting rid of. Because I'm full on storage on these materials, so I'm just destroying them. So you'll see stuff which is right now it's destroying the spectral arrows, which is what you're hearing down below in the ground. Free cam into the ground for you to see on the stream. You'll see the system is just doing that. Go through here. Find my gold farm. I went through the portal. There you are. Yeah, so connected to the gold bartering farm is sensibly my gold farm. Okay. Just refresh my resources. Yeah, this is where all my gold comes from. Or I'll just simply stand here, AFK, killing piglins, zombified piglins. And if you want to do it, of course, you're free to use my farms as well if you so want. Any of my farms are free to use them. Yeah, all our drops get shuffled into here. And as well as our gold swords also get automatically smelted into these chests on the end right here. It's a very efficient farm. And I do plan to upgrade this farm at some point to introduce auto crafters that'll be able to automatically craft the gold into blocks. And bricks, alright. Alright. I invite everybody who is watching the stream to hydrate yourselves and or stretch. Maybe grab yourself a small snack while I wait for the ads to be over. Chat to him in chat, in the in-game chat, he can't hear me right now. It's farm quite a bit. I've killed over 500,000 zombified piglins here. Also, how I can nonchalantly be eating golden apples as my personas. Oh, you're back? Alright, there we go. So yeah, as I was saying, killed over 500,000 zombified piglins here. I can even prove, got receipts for this fact. Statistics right here. all mobs killed. I have killed exactly 574,282 zombified piglins from AFKing at this farm. And a few chickens as well, because we also get chicken jockeys spawning in this as well. Here's how this farm works. It's basically the portals, the actual purple swirly bit, the block itself, will occasionally spawn a zombified piglin. And so, to capitalize on that, I built portals. Massive portals right here, you can see on my stream, where the zombified piglins are spawning. Massive, multi-layered portals. They are attracted to these portals, to the middle by these eggs, which they want to stomp on. And then they fall down to here, where I can then murderize them. And then over here, go up to the surface. Here we are on the southern access highway. The other location of note that is on this highway is my turtle farm, right over here. I appear to be getting nibbled on by phantoms. I got a bit here. Alright, so this is where I farm up my turtles. So if I want scutes or turtle eggs, this is where or if you need them, you can go and grab some from here as well. All you do is you breed up the turtle eggs, and you breed up the turtles, they lay their eggs, and either you let the eggs fully hatch in order to get the scutes, or you harvest the eggs. It's whichever you need, and then you just come down below to nab the output. What's this for? I can't remember what I built this for. Oh yes, I think I was getting seagrass out of here. You just bone meal anywhere that's underwater. So that's the turtle farm. Most annoying thing about turtle farming is the fact that turtle eggs will only progress their stage of hatching at nighttime. Specifically at midnight, where there's then a random chance of them being progressed. That's the most annoying thing. So if you're turtle farming, be prepared to wait a long ass time. Yeah, this is the outside of the gold farm. But you should be hearing the loud noise of the portals down below. Yeah. I have been thinking I might want to upgrade this farm beyond just adding an autocrafter. I've been thinking I might want to add some additional layers of portals, at least on this lower half of the farm right here. I can expand it a little bit. So it's something I've been considering doing. trying to think of what other notable locations we have here in the Nether Hub. We do have the Frogland Farm. Because every other location that's connected to this network are player bases. I mean, one player base that I think you will really need to memorize to get to is my base, which is this portal right here. But there are plenty of signs to be able to navigate. Another location right here is the Nether Fortress, which is up this staircase right here. So if you ever need to do anything at the Nether Fortress, such as hunting for wither skeletons or whatnot, this is where you would do it. There's a mined farm right here. Anything useful, you piss off. Same with you. Did they drop a skull? They did not, bro. Cringe. Over yonder that way is my Blaze farm. If you needed it. But this place is not exactly safe. Blaze farm itself is safe, but have a direct path through it. You have to kind of wind through the fortress like that, and then here we are. And this is where you would whack at the blazes. Taking a lot of time to come down. That's where we get our blaze rods if you want them. The Nether Fortress is definitely one of my long-term projects to optimize it, make it a little bit safer and easier to farm the skulls from, because I've only gotten one beacon so far. I do want more at some point. It requires me to optimize the spawning rates for the wither skeletons. Right, if we go into the side areas here of the main central area, see you have two choices. You can either go up or you can go down. You go up, you get to the upper network. And this connects us to Sully's base, which is down that way, the desert biome, and Bonnie Eve, whenever she does join the game, which she hasn't yet, but she's already pre-selected her location, and that's down that way as well. The actual farm of noteworthiness is this way. The frog lamp farm. If you want frog lamps, this is where you would do it. I'm gonna grab a pair of these. This branch doesn't have the ice in yet. I need to farm more ice for it. And now, with those boots, you can run along the carpeted area. There's these soul sand and or soil underneath the carpet. Just head on down here. Eventually there's going to be a bit of a branch right here because eventually I'll be building a witch farm, and now I know the connection point is going to be somewhere around here. And down this way is the frog lamp farm. Frog lamps, if you're not familiar with the mechanic regarding frog lamps, is that frogs will eat baby magma cubes, and then they will shit out a frog lamp corresponding to their color. So that is what these frogs here are doing. And inside bastions, you can find a magma cube spawner, which is above. And powder snow is there to reduce the magma cubes in size. Once they are reduced from either adult or medium-sized down to small, they will be small enough to fit between the chains, at which time they can then fall into the frog chamber where they'll get eaten by the frogs. If we come up here, might be able to see it in action. There's the magma cube spawner. So the magma cubes, they spawn, they freeze to death in the powder snow, and then they get reduced in size to their baby variant. Frogs can eat. Spawn, come on. Being a little slow right now. Okay. What are the rules on chunk loaders? No rules. If you need a chunk loader, build it. Though, of course, the most efficient method of doing chunk loader would be an ender pearl stasis. Although you can't do that in the nether, so it's not as far as I'm aware you can do it in the nether. But if you can figure out one that works in the nether, go right ahead. I mean, there's another... Oh, there's a large one right there, spawned. See, he'll start freezing. He's freezing. And he'll eventually reduce down in size. There we go. Medium-sized ones will start freezing. There we go. And the babies will fall through and get eaten by the frogs. There we go. They're eating them away. There we go. They've been eaten, and the frogs have shit out their corresponding color of frog lamp. Alright. Head back to the spawn area, and then I'll show you the other level of the nether hub. level and the upper level. Now I'm going to show you the lower level. Of course, if you want to make your own better boots for using this, all you need is this Soul Speed book, which I've got at my library in my base, or you can grab it from the Piglin Bartering Farm. It's up to you where you want to grab it from. You want to make your own boots that are good for this, because using this, of course, uses up the durability of the boots. So the golden boots won't last very long. You broke the sign. You have a display thing in your inventory? This boat was sitting here without the ooh. Be careful. Whatchamacallit? Sorry. To break that. Item frag, that's what they call it. These. Is this... Oh, there it is. Found it for some reason, somebody broke it and then placed it on top of that lamp right there. Why? Okay. Right, if you want to make yourself own Soul Speed boots, do so. Right, so lower level of the nut hub is down here. And this is the trial chamber network. Through here you have direct access to 16 different trial chambers. So if you ever want to do trial chamber hunting, I think 16 should surely be enough for you to be able to get all the loot out of trial chamber, if you are so interested. Sully just arrived above us. All players. Trial chambers are specifically designed in a way where they have these vaults. And vaults are, will have their own set of loot for each individual player. That way, 16 different players could all do a vault, and they would each get their own individualized piece of loot, for example. How 100 players could do it, and they would each get their own copy of the loot. That's a unique mechanic that was sort of developed with the whole vaults for trial chambers. Which is why I figured it was worth developing this network. It would be kind of silly to develop this network if each chamber could only be done once, right? So I built this network because all players can do the trial chambers. So, for example, right here, every chamber has its own portal, which I've set up at the chamber itself. And through it, I've set up a respawn room for you to equip up your gear if you die in the trial chamber. First of all, you just set your spawn point by right-clicking that. Just right-click the anchor. There we go, and now you'll respawn here. And the anchor will also refill itself on its charge, so if you die, you can do so. And all your spare gear is provided as well. If you die in the trial chamber, you respawn here, and you gear up with your spare gear here to retrieve your actual real gear that's sitting somewhere in the chamber, wherever it is you died. Or, of course, you got your ender chest as well. All up to you. The only thing I ask is that when you are done a trial chamber is you take the book out and you put your name into it. So that you can keep track of which chambers you've done. And all those 16 chambers that have been connected to this network have their own respawn room and resupply area. And also, there are also some other supplies here if you feel like you need them. Or a trial chamber in there. Alright, I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I need to show you? I suppose I could show you Grimbones' base. Because Grimbones has a, first of all, I'm pretty sure he won't mind me showing his base a little bit, but most importantly, his base also has access to end portal. If you want to go to the end dimension, without having to conquer a new chamber, you would go to Grimbones' base. He has one that's already set up. And outside of my base, Grimbones is the next most well-developed base. In fact, in terms of overground bases, his is far more impressive than mine, because mine is just the mine is almost entirely underground, so from the outside it doesn't look impressive, whereas his is built on the surface, so his is far more impressive than mine. I'd say, at least. So, if you want an actual tour of his base, he'd be the one to talk to. But you can see, this is his base. Let me do a resource pack refresh. Some jitter nibbit. There we go. Yeah, that's his storage room right there. Big round building over there is his own map room. And the location of intrigue that I brought you here is that building over there. Super distance because of the mobs, but that building over there is direct access to the portal to the end dimension if you need it. Free cam over there just so you can see it on the stream. Good. Just go down that there, direct connection to the end. So if you want to get your own supply of circle boxes or a lighter or whatever other things you can find at the end, that's where you go. But he's done impressive work around here. I'm quite pleased with what he's done so far. outside of myself, Grimbones would also be the, I guess you could say, the second most active player of the server. Although, of course, you or Sully could easily usurp that title if you play hard enough. It's up to you. Oh, you could even usurp my title of most active player. Alright, let's head back to base then. Resource pack. Alright, I think that is every key location to keep in mind that I think I have now shown you. Of course, I'd recommend, given Sully, he joined a little bit before you and he was having some trouble navigating the Nether Hub, so I put all these signs all over the place that should help you navigate this hub. Also, if you scroll back far enough in the Discord, I actually have a map that I've published there that maps out the entire hub into an image if you want to use that as well instead. Navigate. Here we are back at spawn. Is there anything here you want or need tool-wise? We're good. I even re-enchanted these tridents with mending. I got way more tridents than I could ever use. The other tools and weapons I left in their default state just so you can enchant them however you may prefer to have them. There's loads of materials here. Alright, well, in order to get back to your base, all you'd have to do is follow this riverway. At the first intersection, you just head straight and continue down that, and eventually you'll come across the canal that will bring you back to your ocean. You can even set off from here if you want. I've been meaning to fill up this chest with a bunch of boats, though. But this connects over to the river. You can take one of the boats that are in front of my house. Up to you. Right over there. Yeah, this is my dock right here. And that boat storage entrance area that I just pointed out is just down there. You would just go here and you sail under through here. So probably move some of my boats over that way. go. That boat in the dock. Yep. Yeah, I've seen where you parked. You parked right there. I mean, there's no rules as to where you should park. It's wherever. Just like, I suppose, maybe keep in mind that too many boats on the server may cause lag, but, like, there would have to be a pretty extreme number of boats for that to happen. Yeah, if we're looking here on the map, to get to where you're living, all you have to do is follow this river. To get to this intersection, you head straight, keep following the river, you get to the canal over here, you follow the canal, and now you're in the Eastern Ocean. And you're based somewhere around here. Hydrating. Alright, anything else you need me to show you? Alright, eventually, just a heads up, eventually I'm going to, in this barn right here, the big red barn, in here, eventually I'll be providing free god horses and god donkeys if you so want one. I'm still in the breeding process right now, but once I'm done with the breeding process, there will be free horses and donkeys which are bred up to their maximum possible stats. At which point then you'll be able to take them. Take one of each if you so want one. So the big red barn. Alright, I think I will clear my inventory a bit and then head back to the maze. Let me know if you need anything else. These away. And lights downstairs. Where the fuck did I get these from? I must pick them up from the Facebook highway. Okay. If there's any specific material looking for, let me know. Or head up. Any specific you're looking for? Cobblestone will make room for it. Ah, she. I mean, if you promise to give the shulker box back, I don't mind lending it to you. You're cool. Alright. That goes with my shulker boxes, which are all stored in here. If you need to borrow some for temporary movement of stuff, feel free to grab them back. Just give them back once you're done. I move to work on the island. Mega bees. Oh yeah, I suppose this is one thing I haven't shown you. In here. I never showed you what's in here. This channel right here is just to the surface. But this one right here is my bamboo farm. I did forget to show you something. So if we go up here, this is my bamboo farm. Bamboo gets collected, and in fact it's actually overflowing right now. I'm going to have to empty this just at some point. This is where my bamboo is automatically grown. Indeed, I have a bamboozled you. Alright, and there's also access to my alternative entrance to my base. So if you also want an access to my base from this side, it's just through here. Alright, I'm off. We're on my island. Mega Maze Island. Okay. If you're watching the stream, you can also view from here. This right here is my raid farm. It's currently broken. So, but eventually I will have it fixed. Well, I can't fix it. Only Mojang can fix it because it's Mojang who broke it. By introducing a bug with villager raid spawning. Eventually, that will be fixed. So the fix ETA on that is unknown. Maybe they'll fix it next patch, maybe they'll fix it in 4 years. God knows when. And maybe it'll never be fixed. Who knows? But at some point, if they don't fix it, like, in the near future, I may build myself a new raid farm. Bugging out right here. Mojang? Please. No, it's not Mojang's fault that up. Okay, I need to reconnect. And come on. Okay, this is even worse. Okay, I think I need to restart my game client. Restarting. Alright. This should do the trick. There we go. And we're in. Fixed. Alright. Materials from here. Oh yeah, by the way, if you haven't seen, guess what the name of my llama here is? It's very appropriate for a llama to be given this name. I'll give you 10 seconds to guess. In fact, I just lied because I'm telling you it right now. Its name is Hawktua. Shame that trader llamas are kind of useless though, because you can't put chests on them. Materials. Alright. Alright. Back to placing dirt. Oh, shit. Now we just vibe to the music. Oh, funny thing, in the latest addition to the snapshots for 21.6, the summer drop, is the fact that I apparently already have a happy gas farm. Without having to do a damn thing. I already have a farm for it. Because they've added it to piglin bartering. Piglins will now barter on occasion. One of their drops is now a dried ghast. So you can turn into a happy ghast by hydrating it. So I already have an infinite supply of happy ghasts. All I need to do is just run the farm once the summer drop happens. Okay, light levels. Mini HUD is so useful for figuring out what spawn one isn't. Some more torches. Actually pulling a carry all the groceries in one trip move. Alright, awesome. Torches. There we go. Torch. Right, wherever you are to make your trip a little more safe. Not that kind of story. Yeah, I've definitely got enough dirt for this section of the island. That's something I was worried about, but I think we're definitely in the clear for having enough dirt for this. For the other sections, I'm not so certain. We may have to pay another visit to our dirt farm. We shall see. Light check. Yeah. I really hope the mod maker who made the mod for the cows skins that I use, I really hope that they update it to expand it to the different cow varieties, because right now, at least for the cold cow and warm cow, they're using the same model as this one, as the temperate cow, which is the regular cow. Now they're using the same model, and I'm hopeful that the artist will expand mod, because it is one of their most popular downloads. In fact, their name is Nyopato, I think, and Modrinth, and I think it's just Modrinth. Can't remember if they are on the CurseForge as well. I would love it if they added like different skin colors, for example, or asset sizes, as one might describe it, to the different species of cow, because they're like, when you think about it, there are a lot of cow species in the game now. There is the temperate cow, there is the cold cow, there's the warm cow, there is the red mushroom cow, and there is also the brown mushroom cow. And speaking of other species cow history, in there is Minecraft Earth. Minecraft Earth was a spin-off game, and that also brought in a number of varieties of other cow types. And there was even one that they teased that they might add, but never ended up happening. Never made it past the concept stage due to Minecraft Earth getting shut down, unfortunately. One of the species that that version had that may still come to the game at some point is the Moo Bloom, which was in the mob vote, but it was already in Minecraft Earth. So if they ever do a parody update where they bring in all the mobs from Minecraft Earth, they could add it then. But the other species that I was talking about that I got side distracted off of was an explosive cow called the Moo Boom, which is just a fucking awesome name, Moo Boom. How it worked, we have no idea. All we know is a concept sketch where the horns look like TNT. And that somehow you can make it explode like a creeper. Which is a damn shame it never got added. Instead of cannons. That would be funny, indeed. Use a happy gas to transport a moo boom onto another player and blow them up. That would be hilarious. Acquire hardware. What's that one? Smelt an iron ingot. I do honestly want to see all the mobs from Minecraft Earth come to the game. Because they had some very interesting mobs. They weren't all just simply recolors. I mean, some of them were recolors. Like, they had like a dozen different variants of the chicken, pig, and cow, which were all just color variants, basically. They had a variant of the sign called a tropical sign, and that one would drop tropical fish alongside its regular drops. And you would actually see a tropical fish pattern swing around inside the tropical sign. That was a cool variant. They had a variant of the witch called the Violer Witch. And that was a witch that had a blue color scheme and a much bigger hat. And what it did to make it special was it threw deadlier potions, as I understand it. Which isn't that useful, but if they were to make it into the regular game, what I imagine it would do is it would drop or it would throw splash lingering potions instead of its regular splash potions. I imagine that's how they would make it, which would be an interesting addition. On top, especially if they were to make its splash potions farmable. Because that could introduce the potential of making splash potion, lingering potions farmable, which they are farmable, but it's a really obscure way to farm them. If you're not familiar with how they are farmed in the game vanilla right now, is you need Dragon's Breath in order to craft a splash potion of a lingering splash potion. And to get a Dragon's Breath, you have to fight the Ender Dragon and then scoop up its breath in bottles. Not exactly easy to farm. So if they were to add the Violer Witch, they could introduce an alternative method to getting that, but possibly by just putting Dragon's Breath as one of its drops. Because honestly, I think that would be far better than the current method. Another unique mob that Minecraft Earth had was the Bone Spider. The Bone Spider is a spider with a skeletal aesthetic to it. And its special quirk was that it had a ranged attack, where it would throw a bone shard at you. And I just think that's cool. I don't know what farmability or special drops that could be used to introduce to the game. Let me sleep the night away for you. But that could be an interesting addition to the game. They also had another variant of the zombie called the Lobber. Lobber would lob chunks of meat at you. which is quite foul and disgusting when you think about it. And it would be throwing basically rotten flesh as a projectile. Another special mob variant they had was another zombie variant called the Boulderer, I think is what they called it. And it was a gray zombie that had the ability to climb walls like a spider. You're saving your base now? Alright, cool. Good to know. Alright. Alright, this area that needs flattening out is a bit larger than I figured it was, so that leaves me a little concerned whether or not I'm going to have any material over this. Shit. Let's clear out the trees that are in the way first. I might have just enough dirt for this, we'll see. What else did they have? Oh, they had a bunch of variants for rabbits as well. And if Mojang is ever to do a rabbit update, what I would want is for them to just simply add all the rabbit variants of Minecraft Earth. I don't care if they don't do anything. It would just be nice. Most notably, they also had a rare rabbit variant called the Jumbo Rabbit. And I absolutely need the Jumbo Rabbit to be in the game because I want one as a pet and I'll name it Big Chungus. I need this. Mojang, please. Give me Big Chungus. I don't care if it's a dead meme. I need it. Torches that are going to be in the way as well. Hours. Give me my Big Chungus Rabbit, Mojang, please, pretty please. I beg of you. You know, I have been thinking I want to build a rabbit sanctuary of sorts somewhere in the world. You know, to forgive me for all my crimes against humanity, such as my villager trading hall, which is certainly not comfortable, but especially the breeder, which is designed to look like an insane asylum. As well as all the countless deaths of iron golems who perish for my iron farm. That's another crime against humanity. And what else? What other crimes against humanity have I committed? This is true, Kryptic. This is true. Not a war crime until not war. Yeah, I want to build a rabbit sanctuary where rabbits would be basically in paradise, where I'll have a villager that is maintaining a crop of carrots where the rabbits can eat, which is a fun fact. In case this is something that I only somewhat recently learned, that rabbits can eat carrots that are planted. So I'll have a villager there that is constantly replanting the carrots, and the rabbits will be able to eat as they so desire. Nice little cute sanctuary for that. Speaking of things that I want them to add to the game, I want them to do a horse update. That's the one thing I really want, a horse update. To update horses to being fucking relevant, because the Happy Cast, as amazing of a mob this is, it's going to make horses even more fucking irrelevant to the game. Even after me putting in the immense effort to create up a god horse, I really don't see many instances where I ever use it. And I hope Mojang can do something about that by giving us a horse update. So, for example, I want them to be able to make enchanted saddles. Maybe enchanted armor as well, but the saddle is where I think the majority of the enchantments should go. That way it's also comparable for donkeys and mules. Speaking of mules, they should make it so that mules can have both chests and armor at the same times to validate their existence, because mules currently have no function in the game. They are absolutely pointless. They are basically glorified donkeys. The only reason you would ever breed a donkey and a horse together is to get a faster donkey. And even then, if you've bred up yourself god donkeys who are at their maximum speed, then it's pointless, because the maximum speed of a donkey is the same as it is to horses as it is to mules. Which means if you're willing to put in the effort for a god donkey, there's no point in ever breeding a mule. Mules are only useful for short-term breeding. If you just want a horse, sorry, if you want a donkey that's slightly faster than a random spawn donkey. Random spawn donkeys are set so that their default speeds are lower than that of horses. So if you're only in it to breed for the short term, a mule is a convenient alternative to breeding up a really fast donkey. But once you've put in that time, like I have, mules are pointless. So I want them to make mules relevant to the game by giving them access to both armor and chests at the same time. Donkeys can't have armor, and horses can't have chests. So make it so that the mule can have both, because that's the only way they could ever become relevant to the game. We've now got Halo OST. Do we want to listen to that? Don't get me wrong, I fucking love the Halo OST. It's fucking amazing. I don't feel like we've got the time for that. Let me figure out what we're going to listen to. Let's see. there's any OSTs or anything that you guys want to listen to, shout it out. Or I figure something else out. Let's see, I'm thinking I want to listen to War of the Worlds. That's what I'm in the mood to listen to. Got this playlist, but where's my other one? I prefer the other version. Worlds. This because this playlist is missing a song. Now what happened to the other one? Did it get deleted? More of the Worlds OST. And Jeff Wayne. It's not this one, because this one has an extra song at the end that I'm not big on. There was a version of the playlist that had 13 songs in it. What's happened to that? Maybe it is this one and I'm just misremembering it. I know the version, this one with the 12 songs in it, it's missing Red Weed Part 1 and Dead London Part 2. Weed Part 2 and Dead London Part 2 are both missing. This one will do it. Okay, this one listen to. Okay. There. If you've never listened to this before, I really like it, and I hope you like it too. This is based off of the original radio broadcast version of it from 1978. It's a good listen to because it's both a nice listen to on its music front, but it's also a nice story. Ba-da-dum. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. Ba-da, ba-da-da-da. Check my inventory. Alright, let's check. Check we got stored up. Alright, that's it. This is gonna be enough. We'll see. You know what? My room is overheating. Let me open up a window. Yeah, come on. Open. Sesame. Yeah, come on. First I'm opening out the window in months. Squeeze a little bit. Come on. Open. Yeah, come on. Unlocked. I've checked. Almost. Got it. Moved a little bit. Oh, my roof. My window. Refusing to open. This effort's making me even hotter. Thing is, it's moved like a couple centimeters, so I know it's not in the locks aren't in place. Otherwise, it wouldn't have moved at all. It's just stuck because I've not opened this window since last year. I guess today is just the day it's gotten warm enough to need for it to be opened. Come on. Open sesame. Come on. Stupid shit. The back door is closed. Up again. Why are you stuck? There we go. Open. The entire way. There we go. Ah! Window has been opened. There we go. I can feel it getting cooler in here already. That took a lot of effort. And now my fingers hurt. From that effort. God damn, my fingers hurt from that. Bro. Just because I only have a small lip for me to hold on to with all that pulling I had to do. And now I need to use my fingers for playing the game. So, yeah, skeleton on the ST reader, huh? Around here somewhere. At some point I'm going to have to deal with this area. Oh, there's the skeleton. Nope, there's the cow. Cow that has been trapped down here. Another cow that has been trapped down here. We're going to have to... Alright, text says Minecraft per second. By default, 20, I believe. It's the default tick rate. Just curious, alright. I'm not sure what the current tick rate on the server is. Let's see. Do I have something in mini hub for tick rate? I don't think so. Tick. Conversion ticks, that's not it. Yeah, I don't think I've got a mod that shows me what the current tick rate is. Is it a command that I can just check to see what the current tick rate is? Tick query. Target tick rate is 20, average time per tick, percentage, sample 100. Yeah. Target 50. Okay, so we're only at about half the tick rates of normal on the server. Okay. Which I haven't seen as being noticeable. So of course, if the tick rate ever gets so bad that it's actually noticeable, I can just upgrade the hardware of the server. It'll cost more money, but it's doable. If you want to support the server, and my ability to afford it, of course, you can subscribe to me. Not that I'm going to force anyone to do that, but it certainly helps. mean, Aegon already gives me $15 a month to be able to support the server. So, more expensive packages that I can get are an option. But I don't think we're in a state where we need a more expensive package. I mean, forcing it would be like, if you don't pay me, I don't put you on the whitelist type deal. I could force the issue, but that would just kill the server. And I'm not going to do that. That would be scummy to do. How much dirt we got? And this might cover what we need here. But it's definitely not going to cover the other regions of the island. So I'm going to have to probably pay another visit to the dirt farm. And by dirt farm, I mean area that I just dig up dirt at. Not an actual dirt farm. You can make an actual dirt farm, but it's crazy complicated. See, an actual legitimate dirt farm machine, what you do is, first of all, you make a stone generator, smooth stone generator, and then you turn it into moss by spreading moss spreading mechanics, and then you turn the moss into rooted dirt by growing an azalea tree on it. And then the rooted dirt can then be sheared to turn it into regular dirt. And that is the steps you need to make an actual dirt farm machine, where you can make dirt out of thin air. Crazy complicated and not worth the effort, but it's technically doable. Light. down to 3.5 sticks. Yeah, we're not gonna have enough of this shit. Please cover this hole. I can. Now, something I have been thinking is maybe I could source dirt by just digging under. Like digging up this dirt here, that's underneath. Wouldn't be a huge supply, but it would add me a little bit. And I think I'd rather just harvest from the dirt farm area. Because my fingers hurt. My fingers genuinely hurt from trying to open up that window. I may end things a little bit early. An hour and a half early, which isn't horrible, but my fingers really hurt. It took a genuinely large amount of effort to get my window unstuck there. Which is to be expected, I guess, for the first time that the window's been opened in, like, since last... Let's see, when did I finally close it last year? I probably closed it around October-ish? October, September, whenever it is that it got too cold for the window to be open. So, like, half a year. Okay, I need to rest a bit because my fingers hurt. Which I know. Oh, my fingers hurt. We can't stream here. I need to take care of my health, okay? And that really hurt me. And shit, yeah. So I think I will log out for today and pass you guys on to somebody else. Let's raid somebody a little bit early, but here's what it is. Who should we raid? Should I raid Rain Shine Gaming again? She's at it again in Sea of Thieves. Yeah, we'll do Rain or Shine. Let me put the raid message into the chat, ladies and boys. go. Snuffles has just put in the raid message. What I want y'all to do is to copy that message and be prepared to paste it into Rain or Shine Gaming's chat. And of course, add to it whichever milk emojis you have access to. I have dozens of milk emojis on my channel. You can gain access to them by either using some of your points that you got from merely watching the channel for free, or if you feel so generous, you could also subscribe and or donate bits. Those will also grant you access to different flavors of milk emojis. It's up to you however it is you wish to support. I will be live again tomorrow at 7 p.m. to midnight, assuming I have physically recovered, of course. And I will be see you then. Let us connect the raid to Rain or Shine Gaming. Checking the spelling. Do rays actually care regarding, are they cap sensitive? Oh, I've never figured that out or not. Rain or Shine Gaming. I added capitals and they remove that. She doesn't use capitals in her name. There we go. We are connected. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have yourself a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves. Rest up. Rest yourselves as I will do for myself. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night.